Good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's ad-free live stream. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. If you're here for the first time, my name's Tyler. Welcome. I'm glad you're here this morning. I'm going to help you navigate the wild world, and literally this week it has been absolutely wild. A world of day trading futures, and during these live streams I'm going to be breaking down live price action, sharing my daily trading bias and real-time trades to give you a front row seat to all the action. Whether it's good or bad, we've had a couple up and down days this past 3 days. However, if you're watching after the stream, you can jump right to the key moments. Using the chapter markers below, you'll find the trades that I took, along with the explanations and thoughts behind those trades. And you'll see winning and losing trades from this week specifically, because we were not all green this week. We had multiple losses. For those of you that are ready to take your trading to the next level and you want to add a little more risk to your trading if you're on demo, I have a discount code DTJ to get you 80% off your next evaluation to start your own funded journey with Apex. I just checked this morning. Discounts are 80% off, $35 reset fees, and $85 funded account fee, and a 1 day to pass promo is going on right now. So you can find all the links and codes down in the description of this video. Let's get rocking and rolling and open in prayer. Father, we honor you this morning. We thank you for the opportunity to build wealth. Father, give us wisdom to read the market. We declare we will be patient. We will be shrewd with our money. We will demand a return where we have not invested. Father, we thank you that you are our provider. You provide for all our needs, and it is not necessarily through our ability to day trade. You provide that ability for us. Father, we honor you in today's trading. We bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, folks, let's get rocking and rolling here. We are but days away from the U.S. election, and the market has been a little wonky that it has been. We're going to mark our highs and lows for the day, and we're going to analyze and see if we get any low resistance liquidity runs. We're going to see if we have any opportunities to take a long or short. Now, I'm going to be reducing my size and my risk for multiple reasons. We have elections coming up. I've had multiple losses, unfortunately, and because of that I need to mitigate my risk appropriately. So we have our high and low from yesterday, and it didn't do what I wanted it to do yesterday, but it came I gave multiple scenarios on what we could expect. That's a 30-minute. Let's drop down to the 5-minute here. I mentioned that there was very, very low probability that since we ran this high, that we were going to run this low. And sure enough, we did not run the low. But guess what happened? So this was the low right here. This was not the low. This was this is the low from today. So don't look at this low. That's the low we just put on. The low was right here. This was the previous day low, and I said we probably were not going to run this yesterday, but I said ideally what I wanted to see was us run up, fill this opening range gap, hit this previous day high here and here, and the opening range gap. We never did that. That was never tagged. The second scenario that I gave, which was the one I really didn't put my bias on, was that we just do one of these things all the way down here without running this low, and then guess what? After we open in the new day, right at 6 o'clock, we rush for the previous day low and we tag it. Since that time, we've been selling off. Okay, so how much of a sell-off could we get today? I'm looking at that low right there. That's the low, and then we have the low of the week sitting right down there. Let me mark that, and you'll be able to see that right there at 20,080. I don't think we may reach that level. We have jobless claims this morning, but that's what we got going on. Bob, I tend to agree with you. From what it seems, from yesterday's price action being bullish or that was Tuesday's, to yesterday wicking that high and running the low but not sweeping the low, we may get here. I have a tag of the new day opening gap. So there's the new day opening gap. We had so many new day opening gaps over here that I'm making it an actual box for this time. Because if I put on all the new day opening gaps here, guys, it's just insane. It's just so busy. There's so many. There's the new day, and then here's the new week opening gaps. Look how much there is. It's insane how much there is going on right there. So if we move the new day opening gaps minus the one for today, we still have all these new week opening gaps sitting right here. We just got a lot and all of these are October. It just tells you that we've been just going up and down, back and forth, not really displacing one direction or the other. We've been within this range. So we're going to reference these. We're going to toggle these on and off just to see what we got going on. But we're probably going to keep them off the charts for the most part. As you can see, we tagged the new week opening gap from the 14th right here and are displacing lower. We got about 5 minutes till the open. So let's see what else we have here. Let me make sure I got everything set up. And just on Trade of 8 here. We're going to have a nice large opening range gap from this high. So we're looking roughly around, actually it's not too large, it's only 20 handles. So 20 handles is what we've been seeing here. Let's find our opening, midnight open. Right here. It's midnight opens right at the consequent encroachment of this new week opening gap. Previous day low. We closed up here. So we'll see if price wants to fill this daily gap as well. We are at the end of the month as well. This is the last day of the month. A lot of uncertainty. I take that back. That is quite a drop. That's 496. So we got about 100 handle open, or opening range gap, a little over that here, and we'll be opening up in 40 seconds or so. So let's see what kind of open we get here. How are y'all doing this morning? All right, there is the opening bell. Let's mark 9:30 here. Beautiful. These are the new day opening gaps sitting up here. And we got our previous day low down here. And that is looking as if it wants to run that direction. All right, so here's London low. We're gonna mark our London low down here. ES just ran the previous week low. We just tapped the previous one of the previous days. That was from, what day was that from? That's from Thursday last week. We ran that low. Wednesday was the low of the week though. Sorry, I'm just checking out I was kind of focused on the charts here. Good morning, OT or TOC. Ted, good morning. Josh, how you doing, my friends? Good to see ya. Orange fan, how you doing? Hang flying, good morning. I plan on voting. I'm one of those vote on the day of type of guy. All right, let's look at this reaction here. Nice. If we were on a lower time frame, that would have been a little bit better. I don't know. I have never been in a line when I've had to go vote, to be honest. That may change this year. We'll see. We're seeing this becoming an order block here. Right at the London lows. Tag this fair value gap a second time. That would have been a low risk entry there. Seeing if we can get 10 handles from a push higher here. That's as look at a tap of this order block right here. Inside this fair value gap right above London lows. I'm just gonna look to grab 10 handles out of this, see if it will give us that. I'm on an eval account before the election. Horrible fill. Took that long inside this fair value gap. Now it's gonna run lower. Let's see if it supports this order block right here. If it does, we'll end up closing that trade. And here's equilibrium. And that is a no, folks. That looks like it wants to go lower. Like I said, eval account only today. There's a lot of things going on in the market. Yes, it does look like it wants to go lower, Bob, but we hit a previous day low and a London low, and we had a nice reaction, and we had some displacement, but it wants to run lower. So we're going to pause on our entries, and we're going to wait for more structure to set up. In California, you don't even have to present an ID to vote. Well, the Supreme Court just ruled yesterday that there's like 1,600 ballots in Virginia that the people that were registering self-proclaimed them to not be citizens. So they were saying, we're not citizens, but we're wanting to vote. And the state judge basically said they have to include those in the ballot count. Insane. So they appealed it, and the Supreme Court just ruled on it yesterday. Basically said the state has a right to throw them out. And you know what's crazy is 6 out of the 9 judges voted for it to remove it, and 3 judges, federal judges, voted to allow those to remain in. That makes absolutely no sense in my book. Makes no sense. This looks much better right here. Let's see if it wants to give it to us. What time do we have? Today is Thursday. We had 8:30 unemployment claims, 9:45 natural gas, 9:45 Chicago PMI. Irrelevant. Yeah, we pretty much clean and clear for the rest of the day. Making sure I'm on the right. Yeah, we are. No, yeah, Thursday. Job cuts, unemployment claims. That all happened at 8:30. Switch screens here. Good morning, Diane. Nice job if you're able to get that all done. We've hit this previous day low and the London low. We've also tagged over here. We ran the low, obviously, of Thursday of last week. So I want to see how we react to this level. And it's displacing lower right now. We'll let it do its thing. Even on the 1 minute, there wasn't a fair value gap to the downside that we would have been able to capitalize on. The only one that we would have had was this 30-second, but it failed. So the 30-second failed. Means we're sitting on our hands right now, folks. We're going to be patient. Wait for something that looks really good, really good. Not sort of good, really good. Let me drop in there. Pre-market, what did pre-market look like? Here was our news at 8:30. Wow, didn't hit the high or the low. Interesting. Nice run up from 7 this morning. Excuse me. All right, we tagged the new week opening gap from October 7th. These are the last, this is the last week I'm having these on here. Let's see if it finds support here. Let's see, we filled Wednesday, October 23rd, opening range gap. RR, I missed you. I think the first time I'm seeing you. Welcome, RR. Have you been on here before? Question mark. Oh, did I just do that? Did you guys just hear that? I'm talking as if I'm texting. Is this your first time here? Question mark. I hope you're having a great day. Exclamation point. Sandra, this kind of flushes on the open is the reason why ICT says you could quit your job in 90 days if you can master the opening Judah swing. 100%. 100%. I'm working on hit the like button, exclamation point. There you go. Hang flying. I'm working on, so I'll tell you guys a little bit about the opening range that or the 930, I might call it the 930 model. And the 930 model is only to get 5 to 10 handles. That's it. 5 to 10 handles instantly. And literally, the win rate I've been seeing is anywhere from 70 to 90%. But I don't have a large enough sample size. But so far, over the past 3 days, it has worked out. And it's basically at 8:59, and 8:59 and a couple seconds left, like 1 second left, you take your long or short towards that midway point of the opening range gap. So I got in 1 second before. So my entry was here. And actually it wasn't quite that. And we look for that opening push up here. And today it gave me my 5 handles barely. By putting in your entry with a bracket order of hitting that level. So 5 handles. And with 5 handles, it had like a 90% win rate. But I'm not convinced on it yet, so I'm just sampling it off screen and just trying it out, see how it works. I don't think that this week is really doing it justice because we have so much going on outside of trading. Well, with the way we're displacing lower, I'm going to call the weekly low here, the previous week low, as our target. This seems to be the logical location. Now, does it have to run this low? No, but we can use this as a draw on liquidity. So depending on how price gives us another, let's just call this an H pattern, down in a hump and lower. Depending on how it gives us that H, that little curve, if we get a fair value gap that is to the downside, we could potentially play that towards the previous day low. Excuse me, the previous week low. But we need to see price show us that it wants to do that. So just by the displacement from this previous day low, that's what it seems to be right here, unless there's like a 4-hour fair value gap that's sitting over here. There's not a 4-hour fair value gap. Okay, is there a 1-hour fair value gap? There's a 1-hour fair value gap up here, but we are below that right now. Depends on where this hourly closes in the next 8 minutes. So we'll see what kind of candle close we get. That may tell us if we're really going to complete what looks to be the market maker sell model over the last week. One hour might close below the BISI from the 23rd. Is that what I just mentioned, Ted? I think I mentioned that, and you had it on here before that. So nice job. Next low I see from here is 20,073. Yeah, that's this new week or the previous week low. Nothing here that makes me want to go short yet. We ran through these levels pretty smoothly. I think I might remove those just to clean up my chart. I'm willing to take a long up to this high. I want to see if that happens. Now it's going to break lower with no fair value gap, isn't it? Let's put this order block on. Let's see what happens with this order block. Again, I'm on a eval. I'm only on an eval, folks. I'm not on my live personal account.
Order submitted.
I'm looking at these highs. I'm really wanting it to get into this 5-minute fair value gap that's created. See this 5-minute right here? I want it to reach up into this fair value gap. There it is. I wanted to sell one. I'm not ready. Okay, sold one contract there. Move stop to break even for right now. See if we can get another push higher. We had this breaker and a tag into the order block. I'm not saying that we're going all the way back up here. I don't know if that's the case. We'll see. But we have had a huge move lower with no retracements, really. Let's see if we can get up to 120. So let's get up to 207. That'd be right here.
Order submitted.
That'd be 30 handles right there. It's probably a little bit of a stretch, but we'll see. Not a fair value gap for the downside here, but I'm liking that reaction for lower prices. Let's see what happens with this order block. That's what we're watching right now. See how it didn't give us anything here? We do have a little bit of a breaker to the downside without any fair value gap sitting right here. High, low, higher, high, break lower. Price comes up into this fair value gap. You can take that short with assuming your draw is, if you're really bearish, that we're going down here, which that would be the way it seems. Little sweep of liquidity. Let's see what happens after we sweep this liquidity. I'm looking at this as an inversion right now. Nice rejection at this order block, or excuse me, breaker. I think, honestly, I'm 50-50. I think the draw on the is lower with this weekly fair value gap down there, or the weekly swing low. But the last thing I want to see is a sweep right here with no displacement. And I didn't see any confident inversion fair value gap down here. Hey Tyler, feeling degraded? Deglated. Maybe I'm not familiar with that word. My bro, I blew my funded account working so hard for weeks. This week killed me off so many trades I could have avoided. Adzi, this has been a tough week. If I'm putting on a front to hide in the reality that for me it's been a hard week, it hasn't been a hard week, that's not the vibe I want to give. This has been a very hard week. It's been tough. It's been tough. I've elected to keep my funded accounts not trading the rest of the week because of the type of environment we've seen and what has seemingly been very difficult price reading on my part. I mean, you guys have been here many times before where I'm reading price and it's like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like perfect. Now, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just talking about like, I know how to read price. And then we come into the environment like this and everything has been, now question marks pop up. You know, right? This is the reality of trading. I'm not trying to paint a picture of how easy it is to be a day trader. It's tough stuff. And I want to show really what it's like for somebody that's trading, that has seen success. This has been a tough week. Now, here's the things that I know. Despite how I feel, I know that I can overcome my losses. Hands down. There's no doubt in my mind I can overcome the losses. You have to believe that as well. And if you're not seeing that right now, then that means you have to put things on pause, funded wise, to get back to that place of confidence to be able to take those trades. I'm in an eval right now. I'm not trading my funded account because the market and myself have not been matching. I've not been matching. We did close below this 1 hour fair value gap. So for what that's worth, I understand. I'm a little disappointed they haven't given us a single downside fair value gap that we could have capitalized on. Yeah, so here's the thing. That low, no. I've come back from $50 left in an account, and I got it back to break even. Admittedly, I don't have that account anymore. This was a while ago, but I've done it. So here's the mistake traders make. You are thinking in the back of your mind, I could just get a new account and start over. And guess what it does? It removes that feeling of having to battle through that drawdown. However, you have to battle through that drawdown. You have to be able to get out of it. It is a lesson every trader has to learn. You need to be able to learn this. I'm looking at this long right here. You need to be able to learn this. If you can't learn it, you're always going to struggle. If you always take the easy route out, you're going to struggle. You have to be able to overcome it. Oh, I'm assuming it's closing. Okay, it did close. We're targeting this high right here. Stop is right here. I want to see an expansion right now. I'm not expecting it to go all the way up here. I'm just looking for the liquidity right here to see if it wants to give it to us. And if we don't, we're closing that trade once we close below this fair value gap right here. Nope, closed on it. No close below. See that? No close below. I'm looking for base hits, folks. I'm just gonna get 10 handles and get out. I should have took the 10 handles on this last trade. I don't like how much time it's spending in here. This is one of those scenarios that if we got back up here, I'd be closing my trade. The amount of time that we're spending in here, I really don't like. And it's one of the signatures that just, I'll move my stop to break even to protect myself and to avoid a potential loss. And it could run in my favor still. I don't like how much time it's spending there. So once we hit that high, I'm moving my stop to break even. Okay, highs hit, stops at break even. There's no reason for it to come back now. It needs to run that high or stop me out. All right, so there's the stop out. And now there's probably gonna run that high right there. But I moved my stop for the internal swing high that was right here because I don't want it to run against me. Now, could I be moving my stop too early? Sure. But in an environment where I'm trading against the potential order flow towards this previous week low, I'm going to move my stop to break even to protect myself on that. There's the high that was now grabbed. Okay, so that worked out. That trade worked out. I just moved my stop to break even. You gotta be kidding me. Is that stopping inside a 5-minute fair value gap right now? It ran this 5-minute swing low. And it's stopping here, right there. Here's a 5-minute swing low. And look where that low is at, right there. Low's right, it comes into the line with that. And this fair value gap's low is right here. Sitting right at that low. There's another 5-minute down here too. So I'm still looking at lower prices. There's that breaker that we marked. I don't like how this breaker looks. There's just there's no fair value gap on the left side. There is one on the right side right here. Right there. It's respecting the discount portion of it. So if you wanted to play the move lower, this would be a decent play off of a breaker confirmation towards these lows right here for a break even. We're still in the macro period. It's probably going to run it before we actually close. Not what we want to see. Let's see if it comes back up to here. I'll take a short from there. Oh, I missed that opportunity. Let's see. There's the short. It's probably going to run right here. I was looking for it to come back up into the inversion before I took that short. It didn't reach up there, so I didn't take it. There's the swing low. So that opportunity is now gone. There's the tag of it, but we already ran this low, so I'm not going to take that. It would be nice to see close strong up at 10.13. Why 10.13? Price is very bearish. Jesse, I agree. I just want more structure on the 5 minute. I mean, we're probably just gonna collapse right here. I'm gonna have to find another entry model to get me in some of these. Congrats, Jesse. Jesse, what'd you do? Oh, by the way, passed 2 evals today. Way to go, Jesse. Nice job. Way to go. No, there it is. If you can pass an eval account following rules and actually in this environment, I think that is absolutely fantastic. I think that's amazing. Way to go, Jesse. Quite a rejection right there. See if it stays underneath this order block right here. This is a higher time frame, basically a 3 or 4 minute order block. Jesse, thank you. It's pretty hard today, though. I was leaning towards bullish earlier during pre-market, but then after the news at 8:30, price went down, especially New York Open. Yeah, this is a nice displacement. Give me that high. There it is. All right, I'm out there for 10 handles. That's probably still going to move higher, but I added multiple contracts on that simply because of how strong that displacement was, and it closed above that in one candle, and our swing highs were really close. And I wasn't going to hold it because we still have bearish price action. I don't know why all the trades that I've taken have been against us running this level here. But I'm hoping that we get something like this. So we could find support here and move higher, but I would rather see us drop through this level here. Maybe through that fair value gap right there and give us an opportunity for a short. The low of day yesterday or today? TOC. Low of day was put in at the end of the day yesterday. It dropped the entire day. We got a nice, this is a big displacement candle. I really like this displacement candle. We may not reach for this previous week low. Let's look at the weekly chart here. This is the weekly chart. I don't know if it wants to be an outside day for both of them or a double break day for both of them, because I still think we go higher. We got an order block sitting right here on the weekly. Except I just can't take a long off of nothing. There's nothing here that we've hit. There's nothing down here that we've hit. So it's hard to say, hey, let's go long without a key level. We need a key level. I don't know what 1013 is. Ring a bell, TOC. What is that? What time was low put in today just now? Oh, that low, 1012. 1012. So we just swept this high. Actually, we swept it by a tick or so. I'll call those relatively equal highs. Let's see how this price wants to, what it wants to do with the bodies of these candles here. If we can come back in here and we get a 1 minute change in state of delivery, I'll look for another long. But I need the 1 minute change in state of delivery. I see what you're saying. Before, are you saying it was before 10:15? Yeah, I mean, this is the time that it would do that. There's a fair value gap at the 1 minute right there. Fair value gap, overlapping fair value gap. This is a nice breaker. We need to allow for it to reach down into this fair value gap as well. But now we're seeing structure. This is much better structure. This structure can support higher prices. I like the idea of that. There's midpoint. Consolidation on the 30-second. Looking at the 1 minute. Let's see if we get a change in state of delivery right here. We'll take a long based off of that. 1 minute change in state of delivery. It could reach back down into here, but we're assuming these are becoming order blocks and that we're going to want to move higher. We have these equal highs sitting right here. See if price wants to move higher from this. $15-minute candle did go into a 15-minute fair value gap, which I don't like. I really don't like that. My last line of defense that I'm going to take is going to be this breaker. It's just very large for a retracement here. I don't know if I like that large of a stop loss. That's a 30 handle stop loss.
Order submitted.
I'm going to put our stop loss there at that breaker. Good morning, Jay. We always, I mean, that's the default response, Ted, is I should have held. Let's put it a hair below it. If I'm already down there. Yeah, okay, so there's the tag. There's the tag into that fair value gap right there. The structure for higher prices is still here. I just, after we failed this order block of moving higher and we fail, I'm just not interested in getting back long unless we have an inversion to the upside. Looks like we may have a close here. Let's see if it gives it to us. No close. A close would violate this breaker. Low, high, lower, low, and continue potentially running for this previous week low. There's our 5-minute tag right here. Let's see what happens with that. Again, for those of you that are joining, I am not trading my performance accounts. I am off for the remainder of the week and through the election. I am not trading any live accounts for that purpose. Because everything here is just, it's one or two reasons. Either I am just missing the mark over and over again, or the market is really funky. One of the two. I could make a case for both.
Order submitted.
All right, let's see if this drops here. Let's get on the right side of the move for once. Let's see lower. Let's see this hit.
Order submitted.
This is why we are not trading with live accounts. It's because of, did we just run into that order block midpoint? Let's see how it reacts to this inversion fair value gap that it created. See if it finds resistance up in here. Here's an inversion fair value gap. Let's see if we close below it. No close below. See if we can get that close below. All right, let's see if it wants to run now to this low with that inversion. This low is break even. This low would be target, and maybe leaving a runner on down to this low here. Let's see if it wants to do that. It is 10:35 right now. Still watching that inversion fair value gap. Let's see if it wants to close red or if it's going to close above it. We had the 5-minute close below this fair value gap here. So order flow still looks bearish. Stop would be moved to break even as soon as we hit these lows. Okay, stop needs to be moved to break even right now. Okay, there's TP. Let's see if it gets another push lower. There would be stop to break even right there. So we hit the take profit right here. Stop was at break even right there. And as soon as it hits to break even for the remainder of it, let's see if it wants to, if that saved us or if it would move higher. Deborah, smart move, way to sit out. It has been very crappy. Macro times are probably going to hit it, Ted. At least this did work out. That 30-second to right there, it just, how long and drawn out it is just not the cup of tea that I like to play. Distortion time. Yeah, probably. We got 4 minutes till the macro. Let's see what happens at the macro. Oh, it's beautiful out today. Yesterday was all rainy. My solar panels weren't working because it was raining out and cloudy. I've been testing my solar panel and having different things run off my solar panels. And yesterday my battery ran out because I don't have enough battery for having a full day of clouds and not having my battery recharged by the sun. You know, I guarantee you there's going to be ICT traders on X that will not post this. They're going to post this as their long. They went long, here at this order block and they didn't take it, or they did and they failed, but they will not post it. I promise you. And I know it's like nobody can prove it, but I almost guarantee you they saw this and they're looking at this retracement. They saw this fair value gap and they took a long from here and then they got stopped out. Guarantee it. There's a couple traders I know that's the only thing they post is the good stuff. Now, I only post stuff on Twitter that's good. However, I have this live stream that people can join at any time. A lot of those don't have live streams where they do live price action. All right, so looking at the structure, we still had a 5-minute change in state of delivery here, but then we had it again right here. So I'm looking at this as a balanced price range. Basically, I don't see price coming back up through this 5-minute fair value gap sitting right there. We could tag it, but I personally would not think we're going to come up through it prior to tagging this level, or we consolidate down here until whatever time that it wants. That's how I'm viewing this. So back on the daily, here's the daily. We do have a lot of low resistance liquidity on the daily. All right, sweep of the low again. Let's see if price can get up and tag this right here, this 5-minute fair value gap, and see what kind of resistance we get in here. I'm tired. All right, so this is going to close with a big body candle. That means we could just run right here. I'm not chasing. This now becomes a breaker. We are in the macro time. I doubt this gets filled. I would love for this to get filled for me to take an entry. See if it pushes quickly through this. I mean, if I'm the algo, I'm pushing quickly through that. That's what I would be doing. The stops that are below this. There's the tag, folks. All right. What do we guys where do we go from here? What's going to happen? What do you guys think? Do we sell off more? Do we just sweep it and move the other direction? Do we run it further? Do we drop down into this hourly fair value gap sitting right here? It can't be that far. Oh, that's a 5 minute, that's why. Do we drop into this hourly BISI? What just happened? Wait, I'm on the wrong level here. There we go. That's why. Do we drop down into this hourly BISI, find support, and move higher? I probably like that idea. Not just sweep it here, but kind of push through it, fill a volume fair value gap, and then maybe start chopping around back and forth for a little bit. But I mean, this was a big move from 930. 930 to that. That's almost 300 handles. 300 handles will be to that BISI. What do you guys think? Trades for fun. Up, up, and away, baby. Ted, I agree. I would like, as far as a target to the sell side, so what I find is that when you run liquidity, it will run to the nearest imbalance. And so this hourly looks attractive. It's also a 4-hour fair value gap, and it's the lowest 4-hour fair value gap present. So I want to see if it wants to reach down into here. Got 50 handles on that move. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna take a minute. I want to share with you guys, give you a sneak peek of the Discord. On the Discord, some of the channels that we're going to be putting on there. This is for those that are interested. I'll drop a link, but there's a wait list to basically get access to the Purpose-Driven Trader Academy, as well as the Discord, which is going to be our community of traders where we collaborate together, talk. I'll be on there throughout the day. But there's multiple things that I want to do for us to build as a trading community, and I want to give you guys a sneak peek. The screen's going to look a little wonky here, so let's see where it is. Okay, so here it is. This is, oops, we'll just do that right there. Okay, so this is going to be the Discord here. Now, I'm only showing you some of the channels. So under education right here, I got a few different things that all of these are forums. That means every one of you are going to be able to add to, build out, study, back test, all that kind of stuff. So here we have strategies. So these are going to be the different strategies that we want to implement as traders. You should not just be trading to trade. You should have a specific model, entry, exit strategy. And there's so many different ways to trade that I want traders to be able to add those and share those with the community. So there's right now we just have two, the breaker model and the inversion model. I'll be adding more as we go, but this is really what we're gonna see. Then we're gonna have psychology. So whether you want to have, if you're struggling on revenge trading, over trading, there's biblical trading wisdom, but we're gonna have different channels within the psychology section that we can add to and have discussions in specific. So it's just not a question here about over trading and then somebody's talking about Fibonacci retracements. We want to keep those separate so we can engage in really meaningful conversation. Then we're going to have all the PD arrays. So if you're sitting in front of the charts and you see a beautiful breaker, well, then you can take a screenshot and you'll be able to add those to the breaker channel, and then we can collaborate and talk around, add more pictures of what the breaker block looks like for people to use, and just build that confidence on what they're supposed to look like. It could be the institutional order flow entry drills. It could be order blocks, fair value gaps. We'll add more as we go. The one I'm really excited about, which I'm just added, is the back testing section, which is right here. The back testing is really what I want us as traders. There's so many different interests as far as, hey, I wonder what the probability is if we hit the previous day high in the AM session. What's that probability? What does that look like? It's going to allow people to start back testing. Now, other people might be interested in what you want to back test, and we can collaborate and build that back testing journey together to build a larger database of what we can expect within a specific strategy or niche that you think is going to happen, right? It might be inversion models in the pre-market. Well, let's back test inversion in the pre-market, right? It could be targeting the previous week low like we just did on news days. What is the probability of that, right? There's so many different things that we can take and add to. And so this is going to be where we're going to collaborate as far as education goes as a community, right? So this is outside of the purpose-driven courses that we're going to have, that everybody will have access to. It's going to be on top of the biblical worldview that I'm going to add and share from scriptures that have had a huge impact on my life. We'll add those here, but this is just a little bit. We'll also have our general chat. I'll have channels specifically for FOMC, NFP, CPI that we'll be able to add charts to. You could even backtest what's going to happen during FOMC. What historically has happened on FOMC? Have we ran the previous day highs? Right? What does that look like? We can add to that. So All of that's going to be on here. I'm really excited. I've spent a lot of time building this out, putting lots of thought to try to make it useful and helpful for everybody here. So if you are one of those individuals that go, that would be cool to be a part of that, I'm going to drop the wait list for that. It's going to be coming out next month. I'm going to be dropping that next month. And for those on the wait list, it will be the lowest price it will ever be. It's going to be low. And I'm doing that for those that have been here, those that are full-time traders already. The point is, I want to build out the community and allow the community to grow. And then for those that want it later on, it will be at a different price. So I'll drop that link right here, the waitlist, if you want to join that. I know many of you already have, and maybe I'm already preaching to everybody that has already signed up, but I want to drop that at least once a stream just to make sure I'm not missing anybody, because inevitably there will be somebody that will say, oh, I didn't get on that list. Can I get that price? The answer is going to be no. OTC, this will be a one-time fee. What's going to happen probably in the future, it needs to be large enough, but there will probably be a small monthly fee for the live streams that I'm going to do in the future. Right now, all that's free. But it's going to be a one-time, for sure. I'm deciding if I want to tell you the price. I'll tell you the price. You're here. I'll tell you the price. The price for those that are on the wait list is going to be $150, $149. After that, I will increase it. And from that moment on, the more people that join, the higher that price goes. But it will never be that price again. And the reason I'm doing that, reason why there is a cost for it, two reasons. One, there's education behind it that I've put hours and hours and hours. It will still be on YouTube right now. I don't know what the futures looks like as far as live streams. But the amount of time and effort into that, there's just going to be that cost to put that together, time-wise and everything else. So that's what it's going to look like, but we'd love for you guys to participate in that. If you feel like a community, a Christian community where it's positive, man, I go on X and I can't stand. I mean, there is so much drama. There is so many people out there just, oh, I can do this. Oh, I can beat you. Oh, you suck. Oh, I'm the best out there. And it grabs a ton of attention. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. I mean, ICT talks about how he has an online personality. No way. The problem is, in my perspective, is I represent the kingdom. I represent Christ. I can't live two different ways. And when I see the way people have an online personality and then they say they live differently, no, I doubt it. That's probably just the way they live. That's how they are all the time. What you see online is probably a more exaggerated version of themselves, of what they already are. I just can't live that way. So this is going to be a place for those that are sick of that crap, want to participate and build a community that have the same values and want to grow in their trading journey. So that's really what I've been pushing for, what I've been wanting. I don't know anybody else out there that has a community with those specific values that I stand for. And I've been in so many different communities. Dozens. I've been in dozens of different, free and paid over the years. And there's nothing. out there. So there's that link for you guys to check out. So we are pretty close to this hourly BISI. We're hovering right above it. If I'm to guess, on 10-8, dang, you still have those on there, Ted? That's like 3 weeks ago. No, sorry, it's going to be a one-time fee. No, and when I do live streams, so live streams will turn into a monthly subscription. That will be separate from the community. The live streams are going to be different. But even the live streams, they're probably going to be like $25 a month. I mean, it's going to be way lower, and that's not for a while. I don't have the size, I don't have the audience to be able to support something like that. So I'm not going to put a price tag on the live streams right now. They're going to be free, and really the goal of the free live streams is to draw people into the community, because more than anything else, I want the community. I want a community of traders that care about uplifting one another, want to see themselves grow in their trading. All right, see how we tagged the hourly, and now look at this displacement. Look at that aggressive displacement. This is what I said I wanted to see, and why I thought we were going to draw down into that fair value gap. Okay, so we've already had a market structure shift in the form of these down close candles right here. I would like not to hit that high quite yet. Let's go down to the 30-second for a second. We're probably going to get that, but I'm okay even with the long. Let's see if it gives it to us. I'll take that. That's what I'm talking about right there. We are now officially moving the other direction, folks. The market is now officially bullish. It's bullish. There's our market structure shift. Low, high, lower, low. Let's see if we find support here, or if it wants to reach lower. I would love to see the previous week low tagged and see if we want to start moving aggressively the other direction. Here's the 5-minute. We're looking for that 5-minute change in state of delivery, which is going to be right around where this breaker's at, I believe. Filled that 5-minute. Well, let's see what the 15-minute looks like. 15-minute rebalance is fair value gap, so no fair value gaps here. For risk purposes, I really need to come down to this, to the previous week low, if I want to get my stop below this, or I just reduce my size and I take a larger stop loss. I think that's probably what's going to have to happen. So I would prefer my stop loss to be about there. Let's see if we get a little bit of a push. I want to wait for a 1 minute change in state of delivery or a 30-second. I'm not going to catch a falling knife. Do not catch a falling knife. No falling knife. Do not catch it. Don't catch it. And yes, we could go back and spend more time in here. But I'm looking for that 1 minute change in state of delivery that tells me we may want to start moving the other direction again. And maybe all of that was just a reaction to put in an order block to continue lower. Well, if that's the case, then that's the case. I'm waiting. This tells me bullish opportunity. So that's what I'm going to look for. All right, so we just tagged the last the last fair value gap here. Again, not catching a falling knife. Doing all right, just trading eval, Ryan. We're on eval only today. All right, Ted, have a blessed day. TOC, have a good day, man. It's not a bad a risk to reward. I'll take that risk. I'm going to take this risk for a long here. Last fair value gap. I will put a stop loss at the low. Oops, not a buy limit. Stop loss. Low risk trade to see if we want to still go higher without running this low. If we run the low, that's fine. This is a risk I'm willing to take based off of the displacement we saw and seeing if we want to get higher prices. And if not, then we're done. Then it will get stopped out. Looks like we may get stopped out. To me, this is low risk. We're in deep discount. We hit an hourly fair value gap. The only way we're wrong is if price wants to go lower. I mean, guess that's really what it is, but put a couple wicks below in case it just wants to, you know, sweep it. I don't want to get tagged out on an equal low here. But to me, this is low risk. We did put in a 5-minute order block. So this could run through it, but we'll see what happens. ES is putting in higher prices. $400 ticks, way to go. All right, let's see if we're going to get a continuation for this. Last thing I want is that to come all the way back down here. I really want to see an aggressive move higher. You got to leave the just paper out, Ryan. You can't tell people that. Yeah, I got 1,700 ticks on my trade. Yeah, just put a long in, went to bed. Woke up in the morning, hit my target. All right, this gives me confidence. So the question is, do I want to keep my stop where it's at? Do I want to move it to break even? Do I want to take profit? ES has some equal highs that look really attractive for higher prices. So I still think we see some higher prices. And if this I was just going to say, if this 5-minute closes above this, it didn't. I'm partial to taking profit. Because I think we could just come right back down potentially. But we're going to let it, we're going to hold it. We're going to hold. Just where's the moon end? Where do we hit the moon at? Is that going to be here? Is that here? Ooh, look at those equal highs. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I kind of like that. Now, when I look at how long, this is 9:50, so 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. This could take a whole hour to get there. I don't know if I want to wait there. I know they're not equal. It wicked barely. It's still relatively equal highs, though. Gotcha. It's you got to wait for the millionaire status. Diamond hands. You got to be diamond hands. You remember that term? You ain't selling, baby. You're holding. Diamond, baby. Can't break it. Holding on. I want to see it get through this small fair value gap. We got low resistance right here. And then we have this BPR that's sitting right here. That's the only concern I have about that on the 5-minute. The 5-minute BPR that's sitting right there. Let's ask ChatGPT. I don't know. Diamond is the hardest out there, man. Vibranium. Supposedly harder, right? I'll move my stop at the previous week low. We'll have that sucker there. I'm really watching this area here. I really don't want to see displacement lower, especially at this high. I don't want to make a lower high. I want to make a higher high, and I want displacement through it. So I think that's going to tell me if I'm going to hold on to this longer or if I'm going to just close the trade. Adamantium? Is that the Wolverine? What does he have? Is that what he has in his bones? His bones are made of adamantium. There's a substance just discovered 2 years ago. I don't know, how is that possible? All right, so here's a breaker right here. Allowable. But I'm not liking how we stopped here, quite frankly. I really don't like that. I'm going to allow to the midpoint of this gap, which comes to this order block. So I'm going to put it right here. Midpoint of the order block, that's going to be my stop loss. If it goes below that, it's failed. All right, so got 20 handles out of that. Lost about 10.5 handles. So lost about, 10.5? So we lost about 15 points out of that. Yeah, look at that. How it wicked and grabbed me and then closed above that. Do we got a 1 minute inversion? I'm going to re-engage this. Yeah, no, I understand, but how many times have we not taken the high and we retrace all the way back down? So many freaking times. All right, that's a close. I'm not gonna mess around with that. Yeah, I know, understand we didn't take the high, but how many? That's happened so often. That's happened so often. And then we'll come back down. Same way we didn't take this low, you know? I think it's more 50-50. I think this is 50-50 price action at this point. Order block is holding nicely. Yeah, well, we just failed to push through it right there for a second time. That's what I'm saying. I don't like. And we blew right through this breaker as well. We might consolidate around this previous week low, folks. I think that's a real possibility. Maybe we get some pushes higher and lower, but I don't, especially with the time, I don't think we're going to get a nice clean run to these equal highs. I think we can go back up there. See you, Jesse. Have a blessed day. Honestly, it's probably a good time to call it quits anyway. Let's log Ava accounts. Yeah, I'm not trading any PA, live PA accounts through the election. We're going to be eval only. So, we're going to call it a day, folks. Thanks for being here. We'll be here back tomorrow. Reading price action once again. So, thanks for being here, guys. God bless you. And we'll see you all here on Friday. Take care.